In the summer of 1994, America stood frozen in disbelief. In the dead of night, the quiet of Los Angeles was shattered by the sound of police sirens. In a wealthy corner of Beverly Hills, two bodies were found, covered in blood. They were Nicole Brown and her friend Ron Goldman. Both brutally murdered, multiple stab wounds, the ground soaked in red. Police quickly sealed off the area, but one question echoed in everyone's mind. Who could have done this? Investigators immediately turned their attention to Nicole's ex-husband, the legendary athlete O.J. Simpson. He was a national hero, a football superstar, movie actor, advertising icon, a man loved by millions. But behind the fame, his private life was filled with conflict. Nicole had called the police several times, reporting domestic abuse. Neighbors often heard shouting and breaking glass. That night, Simpson's behavior raised suspicion. When police arrived, he wasn't home. Later, they noticed a small cut on his hand and a glove with traces of blood nearby. Soon after, detectives found the other glove at the murder scene. The evidence started piling up. Blood traces were found inside Simpson's car, and the DNA results, they matched O.J. Simpson. Was it coincidence or undeniable proof? Police moved in to arrest him, but Simpson disappeared. And then America witnessed something it had never seen before. A live televised chase. In a white Ford Bronco, O.J. fled down the Los Angeles freeways. Dozens of police cars followed behind. Helicopters hovered above. 95 million people watched it live. Highways emptied. Every TV tuned in. He was once their hero, now a fugitive running from the law. Inside the car, Simpson reportedly held a gun, threatening to take his own life. After hours of tense negotiation, he finally surrendered. And thus began the trial of the century. The nation split in two. Some said O.J. was guilty. Others believed he was framed. Cameras filled the courtroom. Every word was broadcast to millions. Prosecutors presented their case. The blood, the glove, the shoe prints, the DNA. But the defense fought back fiercely, arguing the police had planted evidence. Then came the moment everyone remembers, the glove test. The defense attorney asked Simpson to try it on. He pulled, struggled, but it didn't fit. Cameras zoomed in on his trembling hands, and defense lawyer Johnny Cochran declared the line that would echo through history. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. The case began to shift. Doubt filled the air. People whispered, maybe the evidence was tampered with. And when tapes surfaced of a lead detective, Mark Furman, using racist slurs, the trial exploded into chaos. For many Black Americans, it was proof of systemic injustice. For others, it was a tragedy tearing the country apart. The trial dragged on for months. The news covered nothing else. Every detail, the glove, the blood, the DNA, became a national obsession. O.J. sat quietly most days, calm, sometimes tearful. I loved Nicole, he said. I didn't kill her. And across the courtroom, Nicole's family wept in silence. Months passed. The trial continued, watched by the entire world. Every day, every headline, every conversation in America was about one man, O.J. Simpson. People couldn't look away. On the streets, in cafes, at work, one question echoed everywhere. Is he guilty or not? As the trial neared its end, the prosecutors made their final plea. They laid out every piece of evidence, the blood, the glove, the footprints, the DNA, Everything pointed to Simpson. "This is not coincidence," they said. "This is proof." They claimed he had acted out of jealousy, rage, and revenge. But the defense had a different story. They said this case wasn't about murder, it was about corruption and race. They accused the police of planting evidence, of framing a black man because of their own prejudice. Those words struck deep, because in America, racial tension had always been a wound, and this trial ripped it open again. Day after day, the courtroom was packed. Every glance, every tear, every argument broadcast to millions. Journalists camped outside for weeks. The defense painted Simpson as a victim. The prosecution demanded justice for Nicole and Ron. And then came the silence. The jurors left the courtroom to decide his fate. After 9 long months of testimony, they took only 4 hours to reach a verdict. Everyone waited. The air was heavy. The world held its breath. The jurors returned. The judge asked for quiet. Seconds felt like hours. Then, O.J. Simpson is found not guilty. For a moment, time stopped. Gasps filled the courtroom. One side screamed with joy. The other sat in shock, disbelief, and anger. It was one of the most controversial moments in American history. Some called it justice, others said it was proof that fame and money could buy freedom. Simpson smiled as he walked out. He was free, but America would never see him the same way again. Later, he faced a civil trial, and this time the verdict was different. The jury found him liable for the wrongful deaths of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. He was ordered to pay millions in damages. But no amount of money could fix his life. He lost his career, his friends, his image. The man who once shined on every screen was now living in the shadow of his own past. In 2007, fate caught up with him again. O.J. Simpson was arrested in Las Vegas, charged with armed robbery and kidnapping. This time, the court had no mercy. He was sentenced to nearly 13 years in prison. A man once seen as unstoppable was now behind bars. Years passed, memories faded, but the case of O.J. Simpson remained carved in history. It was never just about a murder. It was about justice, race, and truth, a mirror held up to an entire nation. For some, he was innocent. For others, a murderer who escaped justice. But where is the truth? Maybe only God knows. One thing is certain. After that night in 1994, America was never the same again.